Oh
and
my
we can
God,
talk
get the
about
hell out of here. We can talk about Rodgers.
Get the hell
having-
out of here. Okay, what is the need to bring up the Yankees?
It's just stuff to bring up because
Are you kidding me? Come on, dude. This came out of nowhere.
not. Clemson is a top team. Don't start with that. Clemson's a top team, no doubt, 100%.
Unless they're on Saturday, then they might move down.
Welcome back to Go Chat. We are here with episode number 84, and boy, do we have a great one for you guys. This past weekend, it has been the NFL draft. So much news coming out of the NFL. I mean, a bombshell dropped on the NFL world on Thursday. But you guys know how we always start our episodes. It's to go to the number. Episode 84 here today. I think this one should be a really clear and obvious one. But, you know, we have Tommy up there in the corner, so I'll throw it to Tommy first.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there was a baseball player that I was thinking about going with, of course, because I always do. But I'm going to go with Randy Moss because, you know, it's the NFL draft. Got to get in the spirit. And he's obviously the most deserving person for this. Hall of Famer, 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro. And he played for several different teams in his career, 8 years with Minnesota, 4 with New England, 2 with Oakland, 1 with the 49ers, 1 with the Titans. And, you know, Randy Moss on ESPN today, very relevant in the game still, and, you know, a tremendous player. So got to go with him today. I know. I was going to can I get my honorable mention, or is that later? I was going to go with Prince Fielder. He wore 84 just for, let's see, 3 seasons, so not too long, so I couldn't go with him today. But Randy Moss is the pick.
Oh, man. Prince Fielder. I didn't even know Prince Fielder wore 84.
Yeah, with the Rangers.
That's surprising to me. I didn't expect 3 seasons there. I thought you were going to say like 3 games or something.
Yeah.
Considering your recent path, but Matt, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be Randy Moss here. A great Minnesota wide receiver, flirted with the Oakland Raiders and the New England Patriots too. Just what he's been able to do and what he's been able to do for the game. You know, if you throw a ball up to somebody and they catch it over over the defender, you got Mossed. Like that's his thing. Like when we're talking about one of the best receivers to ever play in the NFL, we had Jerry Rice a few episodes ago. Randy Moss is definitely up there in the top 5 at least to say. Definitely one of the best receivers, even though he's on the Vikings.
Michael?
Yeah, it's Randy Moss here. Probably the most purely talented wide receiver of all time. Obviously, he had his ups and downs throughout his career, but when he was at the pinnacle of his career, there wasn't anyone better than him, if we're being honest. I'm not going to spend too much time on him, given that, you know, Matt and Tommy and Connor, you're probably going to take him too. So I'm going to give out 2 honorable mentions to the Sharp brothers, Sterling Sharp and Shannon Sharp. Both had very, very nice careers. Shannon Sharp, a tight end for the Broncos and the Ravens, 8-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro. Sterling Sharp unfortunately had his career cut short due to neck injury, but 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, only 7-year career. Both really fantastic players, both Hall of Famers, and just gotta give a shout out to them. But obviously, it's Randy Moss here.
I love those picks, Mike. I love those honorable mentions. Didn't even cross my mind. No, yeah, it's Randy Moss. The one play that I always think of when I think of Randy Moss, and it was when he was wearing 81 with the Patriots, but they were playing the Jets, and Tom Brady threw a ball into the end zone, and Randy Moss was being covered by Darrelle Revis, best cornerback in the league at that time. And Randy Moss just reaches over and just catches it just like this, one hand, 2 feet in the end zone, or just so casually. And it's just like easily the best football play that I've probably ever seen from a wide receiver, because that's so hard. That's so hard to do. So, yeah, I mean, it's got to be Randy Moss. All the accolades were given. Confetti, woo, unanimous pick. Randy Moss. Go to number 84.
Honorable mention, a guy that I would have went with if Randy Moss wasn't here is Antonio Brown. I mean, even with all this bad stuff that has happened to him, back in the day when he was wearing 84 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that guy was an absolute beast. Like, he was so talented. I remember going to a Steelers-Packers game. Packers with Brett Hundley started, and the game was tied up. Ben Roethlisberger just throws it to Antonio Brown, makes his toe tap catch. just in field goal range. It was, and then the Steelers won that game off field goal, but it was because of Antonio Brown. Just incredible receiver.
I love the picks. As we said, NFL draft and big bombshell. I know Matt's not too happy about it, but we'll get all into all of that once we get back from this little break. Back with the NFL right after this.
Welcome back to Go Chat. We are back. Talk about the NFL draft that happened this Thursday. Of course, there's winners, there's losers, there's great picks, there's bad picks. I will say, this draft, a lot of teams made some really good picks, so it was kind of hard to pick a winner. But of course, there has to be one winner, as they say on Hold That Thought, that has been stuck in my mind for the past 30 seconds. I don't know why. Anyways, let's start with the losers, because we love to make fun of the losers, don't we? Connor, I'm going to swing it to you first. Who do you think was the loser in the first round of the NFL draft?
So I have two teams who I consider as losers in the first round of the NFL draft. Both teams made a good pick. They both added a good player to their team. Overall, I'm going to say that the Dallas Cowboys were the loser of the first round. And that's adding Micah Parsons to that defense undoubtedly makes that defense better. But they had to get a corner. And they're losers in the fact that they didn't even get a chance at drafting one of the top corners. J.C. Horn went at 8, and then Surtain went at 9, and then Dallas wound up trading back. They're losers for the fact that they weren't able to have a chance at them. It's not their fault, but the reason that the guys weren't there made them the losers for the first round.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm just going to go off you because I agree with you there. It's not the Cowboys' fault at all. It's just like losers by default since J.C. Horn and Pat Surtain went back-to-back. Nobody thought I didn't think the Broncos would take Surtain here at 9, but yeah, it's just by default. It's nothing against the Cowboys drafting here. Mike?
I'm not going to call the Cowboys losers with how the board fell to them. I think there were other teams who made bad picks, and I think the Cowboys did the best they could with the situation that was given to them. I'm not the biggest fan of Micah Parsons, but obviously his ceiling is absolutely through the roof. Like, he could be a perennial Pro Bowler and a Hall of Fame player one day, but it's just a matter of experience and if he can gain that experience in the NFL. So we'll see what happens with the Micah Parsons. And I did think that they made a good second round pick with Kelvin Joseph to help shore up that secondary. Again, like Micah Parsons, his potential is through the roof, but he only played and started 9 games at Kentucky, small sample size, and off the field concerns for both of them. Really 2 boomer bust picks for Dallas. So if you want to get on them for that, then that's where you can get on them for. But I'm actually going to go with the team that picked right before Dallas, the Denver Broncos. Coming into this draft, they signed Kyle Fuller to a big deal, signed Ronald Darby. They already had Bryce Callahan and Justin Simmons in their secondary. Patrick Surtain is a great player. He's going to be I'd be shocked if he's not a perennial Pro Bowler. Like, he's just so solid. I'm not going to he probably could be a Hall of Famer one day. I'm not sure. But he's going to be really, really solid for the Broncos. And I'm just confused why they did it. Justin Fields was sitting right there. You didn't have to give up any, any picks to pick him. He was sitting right there, a possible franchise quarterback, and you just pass on him. Then you trade up for a running back in the second round when you just signed Melvin Gordon to a pretty big deal last offseason. And I like the pick that they made in the third round, but just they did not address their biggest need, which was the quarterback position. And if they want to go far past the first round of the playoffs, they need a franchise QB. The rest of the team is pretty darn good, I have to admit. But I don't trust Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater to win a playoff game, and that's it.
That's because Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Denver Bronco. Sorry, we can get into that in a little bit. Tommy, who's your loser of the NFL draft?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys at this point, but I don't know. I feel bad for them. They have a tough time, the Cowboys. They're going to be good someday again, but it might not be in the near future, Mike. I don't know what to tell you, but no, I think that Connor and Matt summed up pretty well, but yeah, it's got to be the Cowboys for me.
to take it off the Cowboys, I will pick another loser. To take it off the
I
Cowboys.
would like to as well.
Okay. I think the Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders, purely for the fact that I think Leatherwood could have been stolen in the second round. Now, I did have him in the first round of my mock draft. I had him 29th to the Colts because I had them trading with the Packers. But I think that this guy could have fell to the second round. Now, the Raiders did in the second round get Mo Ring, which is an absolutely great pick. But purely based on the first round, I think that Alex Leatherwood was definitely a reach. Definitely more reaches there too. I could point out later, but
Yeah, well, I think one thing you could you just in your mind just switch Leatherwood and Merrick, and I think you got let's pretend Merrick was the first round pick and Leatherwood was the second, but I don't know. I think they jumped in front of Dallas because I think they thought Dallas was going to take Merrick, but I still think they would have taken Joseph. Anyway, Connor, go ahead.
My loser for the first round, I've made it very well known
Bengals.
that if they made the wrong pick, I was gonna blast them about it. And it's the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, Jamar Chase to Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase rather is a great connection. But if Joe Burrow can't be on the field because he's not healthy and he's constantly hurt, it's not doing anything. And yeah, they went out and they got an offensive lineman in the second round. I can't recall his name.
Clemson.
He was from Clemson. He was Trevor Lawrence's blind side. But then you go in the third round and they take Joseph Asai, who's a linebacker. Okay, that's fine. But then in the fourth round, you're taking what, a wide receiver? Or no, they took D-end. I mean, you need offensive line. You need it. Or Joe Burrow's going to be hurt every single year. He's going up against TJ Watt twice a year. He's going up against a great Baltimore defense twice a year.
Myles Garrett.
He's going up against a great Cincinnati or Cleveland Browns defense twice a year. He needs offensive line in order to be healthy. And I understand Jamar Chase is a great target, but they have solid receivers that are T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Wide receiver wasn't a need there. It wasn't. They needed Penei Sewell there, and they bluffed it. I hated the pick. Hated it.
I've been saying this. I like the pick. I think Jamar Chase is going to be definitely one of those guys that are going. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think he's going to be the best wide receiver in this class, just the talent that he brings to the table. And yes, they probably should have took Sewell. That would have been the smartest thing. But I don't think that they don't need the best offensive line ever. They don't need the best offensive line prospect, even though Sewell's a beast. I just think that they need a decent offensive line to give Joe some time to throw the ball. Obviously, last year wasn't the case. He ended with a torn ACL. But I think that
and PCL.
Okay. He ended with a really bad knee injury. Okay. We'll just say that. I think all they need is at least a decent offensive line, a more improved offensive line, which I think that they will be able to get. They got Riley Reif in the free agents. He's not the most amazing player, but I just think that he's a person that you could put up. I just think Bengals offensive line, they should have took Sewell. I'm not arguing against you with that. I just think Chase is going to be an incredible athlete, especially with Burrow getting the ball. So that's my thoughts on that.
You know, another pick that didn't make sense to me, and I can't call them a loser because they got Trevor Lawrence, but Travis Etienne at the 20th overall.
That was probably the worst pick in the first round.
You have James Robinson, who just blew up his rookie year.
Free James Robinson, right, Tommy?
It made no sense.
Free James Robinson, Tommy.
You have James Robinson, need a defensive tackle. You need a defensive tackle, and you let Christian Barmore slip to the second round. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. You were the worst team in the NFL last year for a reason. Trevor Lawrence having a great quarterback, that will definitely bring you more wins. But you also need a very solid guy up front. You can't take a running back when you already have a solid one. You needed Christian Barmore there, and you messed it up.
Well, the Jaguars did have another chance to take him at the top of the second, but they took the other guy from Georgia. I forgot, Humphrey, I think.
Campbell.
But I just think the ETN pick was horrible. First of all, I don't really think he's a first round talent. I think he'll be solid, solid rotational piece in the backfield. But you already had James Robinson, who's already one of the better running backs in the NFL. You could have went offensive line. You could have went defense. Like there were so many options for you, and you just pass on all of them to address the position with the least value in the NFL. While you already have someone filling that position, that's pretty good. So I guess in that sense, you could call the Jaguars a loser, but they got Trevor Lawrence. So
Yeah.
But wait, I would like to say though too, the Jaguars' third-round pick, they got Andre Cisco from Syracuse, which
that was a fantastic pick.
yeah, let's go Cuse, baby.
So,
I think that is enough of the losers. I think now we should transition over. Huge draft class. I mean, so many great prospects. We could sit here and probably list 20 plus teams who won in the first round. But Mike, give me your winner of the NFL draft thus far.
there's really a couple teams that stick out to me, but the one I'm gonna pick is the Miami Dolphins. I didn't love their pick at number 6 with Jalen Waddle. I understand, a lot of people are really high on him. I'm not as high, but I thought Sewell was the pick there, protect Tua and all that stuff. But they addressed those needs later in the draft, right? They got Jalen Phillips, who's probably the best edge rusher in this draft. He just has medical concerns. So if the Dolphins give him, the correct medical attention, he could be a Hall of Fame type player. And then they got Javon Holland, a very versatile safety, Swiss Army knife that Brian Flores can really utilize very well on their defense. And then they got Liam Eichenberg, who I had going in the first round in my mock draft. I'm not exactly sure. I had him going 31 to the Ravens because I really thought he was a first round talent, just super solid in Notre Dame. And he's going to be able to protect Tua better than he was protected last year. So I think the Miami Dolphins 100%. They added more in the trenches, added more to their secondary, and they added a weapon in Jalen Waddle. And there's nothing that they did wrong this draft. 100% fantastic draft. They didn't address their biggest need in the first round, but they got someone in the second who can do that and do a pretty decent job for them. So Miami Dolphins, 100% a winner in this draft.
Matt?
There's so many teams. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Browns for the mere fact that I think they got getting Greg Newsome at 26 is a steal. I had Newsome going 21st to the Packers because I had the Colts Packers trade. I thought the Packers should have traded up anyway, but Newsome is a steal. And then the second round, they trade up and they get JOK, who is honestly I thought the best linebacker in the draft. I mean,
we had him going 19 to Washington.
Yeah, and Washington decided to take Davis.
Yeah.
And they even passed up on him next. They got Cosme right before JOK. So I think the Browns, they've been doing so well. A lot of winners, but they've been doing so well.
Tommy.
Yeah, well, there's a couple picks I really liked, and you're probably going to talk about this more, but and these are some of the obvious ones, but the second pick of the whole draft, I thought Zach Wilson with the Jets, I thought that was a good move for them. You didn't like it?
Oh, of course I liked
it, loved it, Tommy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no. So I like that pick. And then Justin Fields to the Bears, I thought was a good pick for them as well. But those are the obvious ones. You know me, I go with the obvious ones on football, but no, there were a lot. I mean, like you said, Andre Cisco, I thought that was great to hear what Urban Meyer had to say about him. I thought was awesome. So those are three that stood out to me, but there's so many,
So yeah, my winner of the NFL draft right now is the New York Jets. I'm going to say that. Now, first, I do want to say that the New York Giants won in their own way. They took Kadarius Toney with the 20th overall pick after trading back with the Chicago Bears. But what they gained back, I mean, they have 2 first-round picks next year, 2 second-round picks next year, and 2 fourth-round picks next year to move back when they were going to take Devonta Smith at 11.
Now.
At 11 when Philadelphia moved up to 10 and took him. So they traded back and they gained so much. They really got a lot. So, I mean, for that factor, I would say that the Giants won in that own way. They also got Azeez Ojulari in the second round, which is a great pickup, a huge steal in the second round. But the Jets are my winners of the NFL draft. Zach Wilson at number 2. We don't even have to talk about that. That was a given. Great talent. Moving up to 14 to get Elijah Vera Tucker, huge. You gave up 2 third-round picks and gained back a 4th to move up 9 spots. 3 linemen, top 3 offensive linemen in the NFL draft. And then you're done for the night. You come back on night 2, and Elijah Moore is sitting there at 34. And when you're in a position where you're just trying to draft the best available talent, Elijah Moore sitting there. He's a great receiver. I mean, I had first-round potential on him. I think a lot of people did. He was on the top 25 on a lot of big draft boards, and they got him at 34. So I think that was definitely a big pick. And then they came out this afternoon. We're filming this on Saturday, and got the number 4 running back on the board, and Michael Carter out of UNC. Obviously, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, and then the other guy from Devontae Williams from UNC, and then Michael Carter is also from UNC, who split carries and had over 1,200 yards and averaged 7.9 yards per carry. I mean, just great production. I mean, Joe Douglas is doing an absolutely fantastic job. You know, the Jets have never been known for drafting well with their past GMs, and Joe Douglas able to come in here and just do this and do it so well is, I mean, I think back to him last year. They were picking 48th in the second round, and they moved all the way back to 60, and they were still able to grab Denzel Mims, their guy that they wanted, and added more picks. He's a great drafter, and the future is really bright for the New York Jets. And maybe I'm saying this biasly because I am a New York Jets fan, but I think he is doing a tremendous job trying to turn this organization around.
I really like the Giants picks too, like you said. You know, moving back, obviously they were going to take Devontae Smith, and that's pretty obvious. It's funny how the Cowboys screwed them over and traded with the Eagles to do that, but no, you know, moving into next year, if Daniel Jones is a bust, you know, after this year, if you want to get rid of him, you have the assets to even move up if you need to in the draft next year to grab a quarterback, a Spencer Rattler, a Sam Howell, Caden Slovis, who is one of my favorite prospects next year. So they have a lot of capital. I really like that move by the Giants. And, you know, the Bears, obviously that move is going to be a bust, of course, because the Bears, you know, can't get a quarterback there. But no, honestly, if that works out, then that was a perfect trade for the Bears.
Another winner is, I love what Minnesota's done. Obviously, the Minnesota is who the Jets traded with to go up to 14. They got Christian Darrisaw at 23. I mean, that's a steal, I thought. I didn't think he'd be on the board at 23. And then they got Kellen Mond. And who else did they get? Who was their third-round pick?
Kellen Mond was their third-round pick.
Kellen Mond was their third. We got another third, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was.
I can't recall.
Chaz Surratt.
Yeah, right.
NY Davis.
They've had a really good draft. And actually, another team that I felt has drafted sneakily well. Sneakily, is that a word? I don't know. The Carolina Panthers. Obviously, J.C. Horn at number 8. He's a beast. I think he's going to do well. Do I think he should have been the first corner off? Maybe not. But he's going to be a beast. And then they got Terrace Marshall. And then I'm watching the draft currently. As I said, we're filming this on Saturday. They just drafted Chuba Hubbard a few picks ago from Oklahoma State, the running back, obviously, to have a number 2 guy there behind Christian McCaffrey with a little bit of the firepower, trying to get another Mike Davis type of guy in there. So, yeah, I really like what Carolina's doing, trying to put pieces around Sam Darnold for him to succeed.
I think one thing Carolina should have done is address the offensive line. They weren't good last year, and they didn't improve much this offseason. They signed Cam Irving to start, who played miserably for the Dallas Cowboys last year. He was hurt for half the season, and when he did play, you could barely even block a player on a field goal. Like, it was bad, and they signed him a 2-year, $10 million deal. J.C. Horn, fantastic player. If you pass him Rashawn Slater, then fine. But you got to address it in the rest of the draft. And I don't know who they picked in the third round. I don't know if that was Chuba Hubbard, but they haven't addressed it so far, to my knowledge, right? And they had options on the board, and they just decided not to. So I think that's one criticism I have. I like Terrence Marshall and J.C. Horn a lot as prospects, but I think one thing that Sam needed in New York that he didn't have was protection, and Carolina is not providing that to him.
Imagine being Sam Darnold watching the Jets take 4 straight offensive players after they didn't try to build around him for 3 years.
I mean,
Tough luck.
they did get Brady Christensen, BYU offensive tackle, 3rd round.
Okay.
But that was the only offensive tackle that they've selected in this draft.
All right, Matt, I think it's time we have to talk about it. I think it's come to the time. Thursday, Aaron Rodgers, obviously you guys know Green Bay Packers quarterback, said tweets came out from Adam Schefter, said that Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with the Packers, he does not want to return. He's told people within the organization, now reports coming out that he's told players within the organization. Matt, I'm going to give you the floor here to get your first words.
You know, obviously it was a shocker to me, much like a lot of people. Obviously, why it's a bombshell. You know, it was something that the Packers done last offseason, drafting Jordan Love without even telling Aaron Rodgers what they were going to do, not even consulting with him. You know, Aaron Rodgers' 2019 season was not the best season that he's had. And, you know, it was honestly one of the worst, in my opinion. But they went out, they got Jordan Love. I kind of knew that it was a possibility. I just didn't think it was come this soon. I've seen so many reports. I've seen so many sources say, I've seen so many false information spewing from either the Packers organization or Trey Wingo saying that they wanted to trade him before in the offseason, which I don't think would necessarily be true. But, you know, it's just a waiting game. And, you know, I'm sitting here like a sitting duck waiting, getting notifications left and right about new news that is just mind-boggling. Mark Murphy, the president, put out a statement earlier on Saturday that, you know, Aaron's a part of their future, part of the next year and a part of their championship building team. And they really don't want to get rid of him. So I don't know what's going to happen if Aaron is going to force his way out of retirement. I really hope not. Obviously, you know, I've come to the realization that he's probably not going to play another snap. No, it's just really sad. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I got a lot of Aaron Rodgers stuff in my room right now, and it's turned over the other side. It's facing the wall right now. Just for now. Yeah, I know, Tommy. It's so sad. It's so sad.
I know, it's a sad day.
You know, all I'm gonna say is Aaron Rodgers had a pretty good 2 weeks as the Jeopardy host. You know, I mean, maybe he just wants to go host Jeopardy. No, in all seriousness, I mean, he's a brilliant guy. He would do great, and if that's his career path, I think a lot of people have come to the realization, though, that he is no longer going to be in Green Bay by the time we get to the start of the regular season. Why
do you think the teams that he wants to go to are the West Coast, Connor? He wants to be close to LA.
I mentioned when Mike said that Denver was the loser of the first round because Justin Fields was just sitting there. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Denver is on that list of the West Coast of going to a team. I think the Broncos could be a team where we see Aaron Rodgers lacing up in September.
I'm going to be honest. I just can't see it. Despite all the reports, I think the Packers are committed. You know, they drafted Amari Rodgers, at least some help. You know, Amari Rodgers is a solid player, but I just can't see him getting traded from the Packers. It's just like unfathomable. He's either going to play or he's either going to retire. I just can't see the Packers trading him right now, especially considering he just came off an MVP caliber season.
It's something that we've never seen, which is the weird thing.
I just think it's a little bit overblown. He's 100% disgruntled with the Packers organization. And he very well could force his way out, given he's kind of a stubborn guy, with certain types of things. But it's just so difficult to see the Packers moving on from him. I can see him moving on from the Packers, but as of right now, I just don't see the Packers moving on from him. Maybe in a couple years with Jordan Love, but right now, I just can't see it.
Before we throw it to Tommy, I would just like to say this is the least Aaron Rodgers thing I would expect to see. He's not like a huge fan of the media, and it's just it's insane. Like we see it with like Deshaun Watson. It's so mind-boggling. I have no idea what to think. But Tommy, you could give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised. Certainly not expecting that, but it's disappointing if that ends up happening. But like you said, I think it's kind of heading in that direction, right? So, hopefully the Packers can do something to, rebuild the relationship and, make it to where he wants to stay. But I'm with you. It doesn't sound like that's the case right now. And I feel bad for you, Matt, but it'll turn around.
Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. Obviously they're not playing for feelings. It's a business. So
No
it's just,
quarterback, no quarterback has ever played for the Green Bay Packers for 17 seasons.
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers has played 16 seasons. Brett Favre played for 16 seasons. And there was one more. I think, is it Bart Starr? Bart
Yeah,
Starr played
Bart.
for 16 seasons. I just don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to play that 17th season.
I mean,
Great point, Connor. I think that's exactly what it is.
this summer we're gonna be getting a lot of news on Aaron Rodgers, a lot of news on Deshaun Watson, a guy who we haven't seen. He's obviously got some sexual assault cases on his plate right now. So we're gonna see where that goes. I think this NFL offseason is just getting started. I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous about this summer, man.
I'm so happy, just being able to have the draft on the TV and talking about news in the NFL. I mean, it's just something that the NFL is my sport. I know it's Matt's sport, and Mike's a big NFL guy, as we all know. Is NFL is your number one sport, Mike?
Probably. I definitely pay attention to it the most out of the major four.
I mean,
So
I'm
just excited as you guys are, if not more.
We're certainly stepping into the best time, arguably, for the NFL. Obviously, them playing games on Sundays is so much fun, but all this free agency and drafting and this is what I really enjoy paying attention to.
Yeah, for sure. Seeing your idol for 9 years is just the news is just really bad. It hasn't been a good couple of days for me, but
can we get a black and white screen of Matt right now while he's giving a nice little? Do you want to give a goodbye to Aaron Rodgers?
The Saints just drafted Ian Book. I know we're getting really off task now, but the Saints just drafted Ian Book. Anyways, I will give a black and white screen. I will give a speech for Aaron Rodgers if he leaves. I will promise you that on Go Chat. But we have to get through an episode. We got Go Picks coming up, and then we got the Go of the Week. So we will catch you guys right after. Welcome back to Go Chat. We are back after talking about the NFL draft and Aaron Rodgers drama. But don't worry, we got Go Picks coming up right here. We look at the leaderboard. Connor, do we want to talk about it?
No, we don't want to talk about it.
Tommy and I are one game behind, Tommy.
One game, baby.
It's okay. I got to let you guys get a little sniff of it so that when I pull it back away, you guys are just even more disappointed.
Mike is 3 behind me and Tommy sitting in 4th.
Hey, I'm making a little comeback. I really started off slow out the gates.
But it's going to be a very interesting couple of weeks, see if we could take Connor's lead. But to start out this episode of Go Picks, we got the Vegas Golden Knights going up against the Minnesota Wild on Monday night. Connor?
You guys know I don't know hockey, but I'm going to go with the Golden Knights.
Tommy?
It's a great pick. I'm going to go with the Golden Knights. I picked them multiple times. I think they're going to win.
I'm going to go with the Golden Knights too. Mike?
I would love to gain a game here. But the Golden Knights have just been on fire as of late, so I'm going with them too.
Next game we got is the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets, also on Monday night. LeBron is back. Connor?
LeBron is back. I'm still going with the Denver Nuggets.
Tommy?
I'm going to go with the Lakers. I think LeBron's going to get a win here. Could be Denver, but I got the Lakers in this one.
I'm going to go with the Lakers too. Mike?
I'm going with the Nuggets. LeBron said he's not 100%. He said he might not ever be 100% again. So I'm going with the Nuggets here.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, that's not good.
He said this was the most stressful injury he's ever had because he wants to get back to 100% and the Lakers need him back. but he said he's not sure with coming. He came back a little early, and he said he's not sure if he'll ever be 100% healthy again. So we'll see what happens. But I got the Nuggets in this one.
Next game, New York Yankees versus Houston Astros. Tommy, the cheaters.
I'm so
Versus
excited
Yankees.
for the series. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a big series with the Cheaters.
Connor.
I have to go with the Yankees. I trust Domingo Germán. I trust him. I like Domingo Germán, and I think he has a really high side of potential, and he's going to show it on Tuesday.
Tommy.
I got to go with the Yankees. Domingo's pitched pretty well, like Connor said. And, I think he's going to be ready to go. I think the whole team's going to be ready to go. A lot of that 2017 Yankee team is still here. And obviously there's some key pieces gone, but there's a good core that went through that, when they were cheated out of a chance at a championship. So I got the Yankees. I think the stadium's going to be wild for it. So I'm excited.
I'm gonna go with the Yankees too. Connor or Mike. Jeez.
I'm going with the Astros here. I don't trust Domingo Germán. I trust Greinke a lot more than I do Germán, who didn't play baseball last year. I know he got off to a decent start this year, but the Astros are 100% the pick right here. No matter how many boos are coming at them from Yankee Stadium, they're gonna crush the Yankees Tuesday night.
Mike, why?
Connor, what's up, buddy?
You said the Astros, and I was just watching Tommy's face, and that was the funniest thing.
Well, I mean, come on, Mike. What the heck?
Dude, I can't wait to get a text from you guys and a bunch of my other Yankees
Man.
fans who are friends of mine. Oh my gosh, Germán sucks. Altuve just had a bomb to the right field porch off of him. That's exactly what's going to happen. The Yankees are going to lose.
Hang on. You're telling me Altuve is going to hit an Oppo porch shot?
I said right field.
That's Oppo. He's right-handed.
No, I thought he was a switch hitter.
No, he's not.
Okay, even if I don't care, he's going Oppo. Who cares? Astros are winning this game.
I know. Oh my gosh, Mike. I don't even know. That's an automatic loss for you. So get ready.
You know what? Putting your faith in Domingo Germán is an automatic loss for all three of you. How about that?
All right, final game.
Final game. Milwaukee versus Brooklyn in the NBA. Connor.
Got to go Brooklyn.
Tommy.
I got to go with Brooklyn. They're my team, if I was to follow. So let's go Nets.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Bucks, I'm pretty sure have the season series on them right now. Mike?
I'm going with the Nets. Giannis is a little banged up, so I'm taking the Nets here even without Harden. I trust them more.
All right. It's going to be an interesting next couple of days with Go Picks. We'll finally see if Connor can actually hold a lead. But don't worry, the episode is not done yet because we have the Goat of the Week coming up next.
Welcome back to Go Chat. We have the Goat of the Week segment right now. Shocker, Matt won again with Jacob deGrom.
20th one, Mike.
I was going to mention that if you didn't.
Okay.
This is his 20th win of Goat of the Week. I don't even know if I have 10. I don't even know if Tommy has 10. I'm pretty sure Connor does. But Matt is just levels ahead of us, and hopefully we can start making up some ground this week. But anyways, Matt, I'll swing it to you first.
I have to go with the number one pick. Tommy did this with baseball once. I have to go with it. It's Trevor Lawrence. We knew Trevor Lawrence was going to get picked. That's the thing. But finally, he got his name called, his dream, and really just got travel to Jacksonville and start with day one. Trevor Lawrence is my Goat of the Week.
All right. Good pick there. Tommy, who do you got?
Yeah, it's a great pick, Matt. I'm going to go with Aaron Judge, who has put together a really good week. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and he's hitting .302 on the week as of now. And, you take a look at Friday's game, 2 home runs, including a grand slam into the second deck in right field, which you don't see that. Right-handed hitters hitting them into the second deck and right. I think I've seen like 3 home runs. Actually, no, Judge did that one other time, but Troy Tulowitzki did it. And I think Giancarlo did it once too.
Mike just called it's going to happen with Jose Altuve on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, into the second deck, you think, Mike? I don't think so.
Third deck.
Oh my God.
No, I'm
There's
kidding.
been one person to do it up there, and that's Russell Brandon, but back in 2010. But hey, I know my Yankees stuff. But no, Aaron Judge, it's got to be this week for me. And I know I'm not going to win because I never do, but got to recognize Judge.
Who knows? There are a lot of Yankees fans that follow us, so
Matt's going to win. He's going to win with the number one pick because they'll be like, oh, yeah, Trevor
I
Lawrence.
don't think so, man. I mean,
They're going to be doing the Tiger thing. They're going to be like TIGERS. Fight, Tigers, fight, Tigers, fight, fight, fight.
Okay.
I think we need to clip that.
All right, Connor.
For the next intro, that's being clipped.
Tommy, you know what you do? You should come up with a fight song for the Yankees.
I'll come up with one. We need a fight song.
Other than New York, New York.
All right. So for my pick, I'm going to go with Jets general manager Joe Douglas. Roll your eyes. Do it if you will. What he's done has been incredible. I mean, making the move up to go get your offensive guard for your franchise guy in Zach Wilson, then being able to grab Elijah Moore in the second round, and then adding a quality running back in the fourth. I mean, he could be that number 2 guy right behind Tevin Coleman now in that offense. So, I mean, definitely fitting around the offense. Hoping to see him take some defense here as we get through the end of the rounds on Saturday. But, he's done absolutely fantastic. He's a great general manager turning around the Jets. So he's my go to the week.
Have they drafted a corner yet?
They haven't. I mean, they're up in 2 picks. Shaun Wade is on the board from Ohio State. I would love the pick if they can grab Shaun Wade.
Too bad he got burnt like all of college. But anyways, let me pick my go of the week. My go of the week is Jason Tatum. Tied a franchise record, 60 points Friday night against the San Antonio Spurs. Tied Larry Bird's franchise record, 54% from the field, 70% from three-point land, and they erased a 32-point deficit to come back and win in overtime. And not I won't forget to mention that he also had a 35-point performance a couple of days before against Charlotte, where he was 50, 40, 87 with the splits. Jason Tatum is this week's go of the week 100%. And he's also providing with rebounds and assists and blocks and steals. He's doing everything for the Celtics right now and really willing them out of the play-in tournament.
It's really funny when your star player can put up 60 points and you still have to go into overtime and beat a 32-point deficit in order to win. Just shows how bad the Celtics are. I mean,
where are the Heat right now? Are they in the play-in?
No, they're the 5 seed.
Really? Last time I checked, I thought they were in the play-in.
They're a game and a half out of New York at 4.
Oh, okay. Well, none of them
7 seed.
lived up to expectation. No, they're in the 7 seed. What are you talking about?
7 seed. I was like, where are the Hawks?
They're half a game behind Boston and Atlanta.
Okay. They're still like they're close there to 4. There's been a lot of fluctuation there. As we see, they're 9.5. They're half a game off of Boston and Atlanta, and then 2 games off of New York. There's a lot of fluctuation going on there.
Yeah, 100%. But don't come talking smack about Jason Tatum and the Celtics when the Heat are behind them right now. Okay.
All right. Well, that wraps
Connor
up.
is preoccupied with the draft right now. I think this wraps up another great episode of Go Chat, episode number 84. Thank you guys for all tuning in. If you made it that far, thank you very much. Comment, I don't know, cookie in the comments. I don't know, man. Just show us that you made it this far. Show your support. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. All different social medias. Like, share, all that stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.